Hi student, I am Toton Ghosh from Bardhaman district. It is in West Bengal. Today I am going to discuss a poem, The Skylark. It is written by Christina Rossetti. At first, let me say something about me. I stay in Bardhaman. It is in West Bengal. And if you want to learn from me through offline, so you can contact me through my email ID which has been provided in my description. So at first I will say something about Christina Rossetti. Means Christina Rossetti 1830 to 1894 was born in London. She began writing poetry when she was a teenager. Her poems soon became very popular. In this poem, she describes the song and flight of a skylark on a bright morning. Now, here you will get the utmost benefit of paraphrase, word meaning, summary, and at last I will analyze the poem. The Skylark, written by Christina Rossetti. The earth was green, the sky was blue. I saw and heard one sunny morn a skylark hang between the two, a singing speck above the corn. Means the earth was green. Means here the poet describes the beautiful atmosphere. The earth was green. Means the earth was covered with green cornfield. The sky was blue and the sky was cloudless. It looks blue. It is blue, or it was blue. I saw and heard one sunny morn. I saw means the poet looked and heard one sunny morn. Means one sunny morning. Morn means one sunny morning. A skylark. Skylark means a kind of bird. A skylark hang between the two. Hang between the two means the skylark was flying between the sky and the earth. Means the skylark was flying. The skylark was flying between the earth and the sky. That's why the poet means to say a skylark hang between the two. A singing speck above the corn. A singing speck means the bird looks like a speck. Speck means like a dot, like a spot. Means as the bird was soaring up, so the distance, so there is a huge gap between the poet and the bird. So the poet cannot look or cannot see the bird properly. So it looks like a speck. It looks like a dot. And a singing speck means like a musical instrument. Means the poet can hear the singing or the song of the bird. That's why it looks like a musical instrument. Above the corn means above the cornfield. In the second stanza, a stage below. A stage below means below the skylark. In gay accord. In gay means happy, and accord means harmony. In gay accord means in happy harmony. Just below the bird, below the skylark, white butterflies danced on the wing. Means the white butterflies were dancing on the wing, means on their respective wings. Means here the skylark was singing and the white butterflies are dancing to the tune of the skylark. Here the poet creates a beautiful atmosphere. Next, and still the singing skylark soared. And still the singing skylark soared means the singing skylark means the singing spake would not stop its soaring. Means it continued or it was continuing to soar up and up. And silent sank means and came silent. And came silent. Why? Because when the bird was soaring up, so the poet cannot listen its song. The skylark's song. That's why there is a silent. And soared to sing means the skylark was soaring to sing because the skylark got a free space and it becomes happy. That's why it began to sing and while it was soaring upward. The cornfield stretched a tender green. The cornfield stretched means widened. A tender green means soft or fresh green. To right and left beside my walks. To right and left means to the right side and to the left side of the poet. Means as the poet was going through the cornfield or across the cornfield, to the right and the left of the poet was green cornfield. It was huge, it was limitless because it was miles and miles away. I knew he had a nest unseen. The poet knew that it had a nest unseen. Means there must be a nest of the skylark and it must be hidden. That's why I could not find it. Somewhere among the millions stalks. Somewhere means the nest of the bird will be somewhere in the cornfield. And the cornfield, in the cornfield there were million stalks. And as I paused to hear his song, means the poet stopped for some time to hear his song, means from which source it was coming. While swift the sunny moments slid. While swift means swiftly, the sunny moments means the happy moments of the poet. The happy moments means the happy moments of the poet slid means passed. Perhaps his mate sat listening song. Perhaps his mate, the poet thinks that perhaps his mate means his companion. Mate means husband and wife. It may be husband or wife, or companion or lover or beloved, sat singing long and listened longer than I did. And it listened means the mate listened longer than I did, means longer than the poet, the song of the bird. Now I will say to you about Christina Rossetti, or about means the introduction of the poem. Now listen it carefully, this is very important for you. The poet explains how the poet feels happy while walking through a cornfield. She sees a skylark soaring up the sky as she marches along. It does not sing because it flies swiftly in the cornfield. The poet knows that the nest of skylark is hidden in the cornfield. She imagines that her companion is listening to somewhere in the cornfield. The poem Skylark describes a beautiful and peaceful scene in nature. The poet seems to be in peace, enjoying the sight of a skylark in calm setting. A skylark is flying between the green earth and the sky. It looks like a singing speck above the corn. The skylark flies effortlessly up in the sky. The poet walks in between the cornfield and says that the nest of the skylark is somewhere among the stalks. The poet stops for a moment to hear the song of skylark. Now I will analyze the poem. The poem is a celebration of life, nature, and love. It's also about a basic description of the song of a skylark. The skylark has a nest and a mate. The song is only one indication that life goes on. There is an implicit comparison between the loneliness state of the poet and the bird combinations. But the mood of the poem is cheerful and life-based. The narrator is reliving a special afternoon that she once spent in a cornfield. The bird is traditionally associated with the happiness and relates this to the notion of a continuity of life. He notices for the first time the millions of stalks and understands how much people can value the world's rich and fertile soil and its ability to produce food for humanity. While watching the butterflies, he experiences solace and stops to listen to the skylark. She unintentionally loses track of time while in the cornfield because she is treasuring each moment of listening to the sounds of the creatures and witnessing the commonly unnoticed beauty of nature. Rossetti walks in the spring and sees a bird humming and soaring with vital energies. The mood of the poem. What are the mood of the poem? Or what is the mood of the poem? The mood is unique and joyous and the playful freedom of the lark, who dips and soars as butterflies dance between the stalks below. They expresses the optimism, tender, green youth. The poet is led to hypnotize the presence of an unseen love nesting below it for no other reason than that the springtime demands it and that the lark's exuberant acrobatics must be directed to another because joy and hope cannot be solitary but must be reciprocated, coming as it does at the end of the happy poem about spring. The abrupt end line speaks an unspoken bitterness. The time has grown late, the sun is sinking, and the poet must get home for dinner. Is that why she cannot stay to listen as the larks mate listen? Or is that she is suddenly overwhelmed by the loneliness, by the absence of love in her own life, by her jealously and rage at unseen bird who joys in the song and dances her husband makes for her? For you see, the poet has no husband to love. But the poet does not complain. Literally, she is looking for sympathy. She wants to communicate a concept. It is possible to understand love, real love, as taking joy in other accomplishment. That is the metaphor generated by the ironic ending of the poem. Now I want to make you remember again that I stay in Bardhaman. If you want to learn from me through offline, so you can contact me through my email ID which has been provided in my description. If you like my video, then don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thanks to all of my dear students for watching my video till the end.